afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Inner Circle Live pre-market prep. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. I hope you're having an awesome morning. Hope your Tuesday is off to a great start. So, without further ado, please let's turn off all distractions, grab a pen and paper for notes, and let's participate and engage. And for the courtesy of everybody on the call, please ensure that your mic is muted if you're not actively asking a question or making a comment. All right, so we are going to hop quickly into trading economics, see what is happening there. Not a ton happening at the beginning of the week like we talked about on Saturday, but we do have some movement in the market and some preparation for the rest of the week. So without further ado, let's dive in. And there we go. All right. So real quick, just drop me one in the chat if you can see my screen and if you can hear me okay. Perfect. Thank you, Kim. All right. So U.S. small business optimism lowest since 2013, right? Really the news here, oil slips amid market caution, right? One of the things we want to take a look at here. WTI crude futures fell below $73 per barrel on Tuesday, giving back some of the gains from the previous session as investors turn cautious ahead of key U.S. inflation reports that could influence the Federal Reserve's next interest rate decision. Meanwhile, the U.S. oil benchmark gained more than 6% over the past two sessions as fears of a recession in the United States eased and the supply outlook remained tight. Stronger than expected U.S. jobs and wage growth data suggested that the U.S. economy remains resilient in the face of high inflation and rising interest rates. A round of voluntary cuts by some members of OPEC also began this month, tightening global markets. Investors now look ahead to U.S. Energy Information Administration short-term outlook on Tuesday and OPEC's monthly outlook report on Thursday for some clarity on the market and performance in the coming months. Right? So there's still optimism. Yeah, there's some caution, right? We talked about the weekend. Optimism because the U.S. economy is resilient, but they're starting to get a little cautious now, right? Starting to get a little cautious because the Fed may have to continue increasing interest rates, right? Which they didn't rule out in the last press conference. So that's that. There, China imports unexpectedly drop. And yeah. That's it from there. Let's go over to the calendar real quick. On Sunday, the monetary policy meeting minutes for Japan came out, and the tone was a little bit different. Several board members said the central bank must be vigilant to the risk of inflation accelerating more than expected, right? So starting to look at things a little bit differently there. So it's something just to keep our eyes on some of those yen crosses there. Not a ton. On Monday, you had a bank holiday in the UK and in Europe. So pretty slow Monday. Yeah, pretty slow Monday. You had retail sales for Australia come out, and they came out ahead of expectation, right? So money's still being spent in Australia. For today, not a ton happening. A couple FOMC members be doing press conferences there. Tomorrow is what everybody's looking toward, right? CPI data, 8:30 tomorrow morning. So we got to keep our eyes peeled there, see what's happening, how this inflation number comes out, and that could definitely give us some volatility in the market. So we want to pay attention there. All right. And then on Thursday, Thursday, we got quite a bit of news as well, right? Monetary policy coming out of the UK and core PPI data for the United States, right? And then inflation expectations for New Zealand at 11 p.m. And then on Friday, GDP data for the UK and preliminary University of Michigan consumer sentiment. All right, so got quite a bit happening this week, but it won't really kick off till the second half of the week. So we're looking at tomorrow. So we got some preparation to do. Any questions from a fundamental perspective? All right, cool deal. So quick look at the dollar. We talked about over the weekend. Right, we're trapped in this range and we're coming into the bottom of the range, and we wanted to see, right, did we finally break through the bottom of that range, that support, or did we bounce? And we're getting a bounce right now, right? Price is moving back to the upside here on the DXY, right? So we're still stuck in this range a bit longer as we prepare for tomorrow. Okay, as we prepare for tomorrow. So dollar pushing back to the upside. So that would mean those dollar crosses and dollar pairs, they're moving right in favor of the dollar. So couple positions I want to take a look at that I posted in the Discord. Let me get there 1 second. We had, I believe I posted that dollar Canada. The dollar CAD is here, right? We talked about it over the weekend looking for, whoops, hold on 1 second. Gotta flip, hold on. My screen disappeared. There we go. All right. But on this 1 hour, right, we're looking for price to push down to that support level. Didn't quite get to that daily support at 132, but we did push into that 118, 127 zone, right? And then we got a push. And now we're just consolidating at the moment. But this 80-20 is intact on the 1 hour time frame, looking for price to rise at least at 382, potentially further, right? We know the CAD has been on a tear as of late, and the dollar's been pulling back. So we're getting a bit of a retracement here right now. Coming back to the higher time frame on where this kind of comes from. Clean this up. That one. Maybe. 1 second. Maybe if I can click on it. There we go. All right. So this is our fifth touch at this 50%, 618, 50% range on the daily, right? We came right back down and we see the indecision on the bounce, right? So now we're just hovering ultimately in anticipation for tomorrow. So we could see this start to rise again back through these levels. All right. So this is where this is coming from. So ultimately, right, we could see at some point this fully turn over and maybe make its way back to the top of this range at 138, 538, ultimately getting to those higher levels at some point, maybe if we break out of the range. All right. So that's the daily coming down to the 4, right? Similar look. Right here. Nope. I don't know why I have. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm tripping. So we're going to that consolidation there. And we're running the fib off the high here on the 4. That new AB boundary hasn't popped in yet, but what that new AB boundary would look like is this. A full extension here, right? So that's the fresh AB boundary on the 4. Okay, so we're just getting a retracement right now. 118 and 127 zone sitting at 132.648. Right, so potentially off a higher time frame, we could maybe push down, but hopefully we get a retracement first and then make our way back down to the downside. So that's what we're looking at there from a 4-hour perspective. And that then brings us back to the 1 hour, where we have that 1 hour fib, which is similar to the 4, just gives us the 80-20 there. All right, so that's the dollar CAD. Hopefully some folks were able to take advantage of that as we're sitting waiting for that consolidated breakout to the upside. All right, questions on the dollar CAD? Nope.
No.
Sweet. Let's take a look at this NZD JPY. Posted it in the Discord. However, let's pull this out. Pull that out. What we posted in the Discord was this. Not that. Come to the 1 here. Whoops. Come on. There. All right. We posted this original one in the Discord. We came close to that 382, but we didn't quite get to it. So we're looking at potentially price reversing at this weekly resistance level and coming back down, right? Giving us that deep retracement. That didn't happen. It didn't happen. Obviously, price pushed through that level, pushed to the D extension. Now we're getting a fresh AB boundary forming. Price is making its way to the downside. I marked this out. I didn't take that trade because I really would like to see price push into this 118, 127 zone. But the fresh AB boundary here, we're getting a retracement coming back to test this weekly level at 85,219. So we'll watch this to see if we are able to get a bounce off this level here and push higher. Right? I'd love to see this action and then see a reversal come out of this. That's what I'd like to see. So we'll see what happens. So the original trade idea failed, right? It was like it was a 70 pip stop loss. So original idea, no good. And now we're waiting to see what happens next. All right. Waiting for price to push to that 118, 127 zone and then give us some action from there if we get that. All right. Let's go back to, I'm going to pull these out. We'll walk back to the daily as well here, just to get the overall view. Right? We were range bound here, which is why we're looking to see if we get price to push back down to the downside. But we broke out of that strong bullish action to the upside. So here's the retest. We'll see if we get this continuation higher. Right? See if we get a continuation higher or if price does turn over and start making its way back down. Okay, but this is the overall range that we were in. We're looking for a breakout, and we got the breakout, right? And it broke out to the upside. So coming down to our 4, right? This is the look on the 4. So we could, based on the higher time frames, right, head to the top of this range at 88,152. All right. So as long as we stay above that 85,219, we'll be headed to that monthly level at 88. All right. So that's something that we'll want to watch and pay attention to. Is this level here and see what happens as we move forward. So we may not get that 80-20 scenario. It might continue to rise and run through that for a second time on that 1 hour time frame. So also something to be cautious of. Okay. Questions on this New Zealand yen? That's where we are.
No.
No. All right. All right. All right. All right. And let's hop over to the Aussie pairs. Actually, before we do that, I want to take a look at this dollar yen. All right, so on that dollar yen, we played the 80-20, right, through last week. Beautiful move. 786 retracement here. We got a reversal. Now we're consolidating, right, ahead of that CPI data. So here we could be in for potentially another push to the upside to come back and give us something like a double top scenario. Push back up into this zone here, daily resistance 137.861, right? Depending on how the news comes out with the CPI data, but we could push to that D extension and then potentially give us another reversal, right? So we'll see if we see something like this happen and then move back down to the downside, right? So those that potentially play in the C to D move, right? There's that action there. You got that trend line break. We're consolidating. We didn't get a nice pullback yet. Maybe we get it. Maybe we don't get a pullback here before price rises to the upside, but we're just consolidating right now, ultimately looking for price to rise. All right, so this is another one that we covered. That's the C to D move on that dollar yen. We'll continue to watch that one. Okay, we'll continue to watch that one to see how that one plays out. Is anybody playing that C to D move there?
I am.
Yeah, I am too. I did a flip from the bottom. Did a 382, so we'll see if it gives us lower.
You took it off of this one here?
I didn't take it yet. I'm waiting.
Okay.
See if it, if it pushes down.
Okay.
Yeah, I already been in it for a minute, so
caught it off the lows.
Yep, I caught it off the. I played it on the daily because it was a swing.
Ah, beautiful. Great work, ladies. Great work. Great work. Great work. All right. So continue to monitor. See how it goes. All right. So that's the dollar yen. Let's hop over to the Aussie yen. We'll run through a few of these yen crosses. So watching this one, we pushed to the top of this little range here, right? And got a rejection, came back, and now we're pressing down, right? Now we're pressing down. So as we move, yeah, so that's the fib there, right? We got a 50% retracement on that push down, right? So we are ultimately looking long here, okay? Are looking long. It's just a matter of on the lower time frames, do we get a retracement before that or not? And that's a new level of daily support there. We'll drop that down. Okay, so coming down through the time frame, so the 4. This, I don't know why I have that manually drawn in. Let's see something here. Huh. All right. Interesting. So we'll run the fib off the low. Take that out. All right. So this was an 80-20 here. Nice, beautiful, deep retracement. Excuse me. So on the 4 hour, we're in the C to D move, right? We're in the C to D push. 618 retracement, matching the extension is at 93,461. But on the 1 hour, I'm looking to see if we get a retracement here to come back, right? This has been a nice, strong move to the upside, no retracement. See if we get a bit of a retracement and then a continuation is what I'm looking for in the lower time frames, right? So this is the 4, working on that C to D move to the upside. Coming down to the 1, Okay. Couple things. We'll run this fib here. Not exactly sure why I drew this manual one in there. So we'll pull it out for now. So we got this nice deep push, took out the A of that fib. And this is the smaller wave here. Shallow retracement 118, 127 zone, right? And we're pressing down. So just looking to see if we get a retracement back to this 382, 61.8 range, right? Retesting this small zone of resistance here, right? See if we come back in this range here, and then looking for price to reverse and continue making its way to the upside. All right. So that's what I'm looking at there. I didn't get this one posted. We did talk about it over the weekend, though. Right. So looking for this little retracement here to happen. Okay. So it's already on the move. See if we get down to those TP levels, and then we'll look for buying opportunity to the upside. All right. So that's the Aussie yen. And this is the move that we're looking at. And then we'll be able to get long and take that to that 4-hour D extension there. Okay. Questions on the Aussie yen?
No.
The Aussie's been strong. I was like, wow, what's going on?
Yeah, it has been. It has been. And with those retail sales numbers coming in above expectation too, right? We could continue to see some interest rate increases there. All right, so that's the Aussie yen. Let's take a look at the Aussie Swiss. Aussie Swiss has nice, beautiful, almost double bottom here at this B boundary, daily support 58,517, and we're pushing long coming into 65.77, right? Coming into this level of daily resistance, we'll see what happens once we get there. We know the Swissie's been strong in the recent past, giving back a little bit, right? So we'll see what happens when we get to that resistance level there. Coming down to our 4, right? This is what that looks like. Almost double bottom scenario, pushing to the upside. We said we wanted to see this nice deep retracement here to retest that daily level off this down AB boundary, right? This was a beautiful 80-20 scenario, right? Gave us 2 opportunities on it and then the push. So I want to see a retest of that level, and I want to see it stay below that level. And then what I'll be looking for is some potential short opportunities, right? So that could come tomorrow, right, with the CPI being the catalyst, right? But I'm looking for the potential to get short here and take this back down, right? If it doesn't get to that 786 level, we'll be looking at 58,339 as the matching D extension. So we'll watch that closely there on the 4-hour as we move through the day today and tomorrow morning to see what happens. Coming down to the 1, this is why. All right. This is why. You got a downtrend line coming. Let me make sure that trend line is on point first. There we go. Right. So we kind of broke through that trend line and we're just hovering a bit. Right. Just hovering a bit. My boxes are a little out of whack here. But, right. That was a look from the weekend. And we pushed higher into that 118, 127 zone. So that would have shifted that up like that. And we're pressing sideways. Okay. We're pressing sideways. Press sideways through that trend line too. Right. So I want to watch this close. Like I said, I want to see one more push to the upside. I really love to see that. And that give us a risk to reward that looks something like this. Right. Something like that. So that's what I'm looking for here on this Aussie Swiss. Let's see if we're able to get it. Right. So I'm going to be a little patient here. We already got our shallow retracement, right? We're already in that 118, 127 zone. Okay. Hovering at a trend line. Let's see if we get one more push. Okay. See if we get one more push. If we yeah, I'm gonna wait. I was gonna put a limit order there, but I'm gonna wait and see what happens, right? To make sure that we stay below that level. So yeah, that's where we sit. So 80-20 on the Aussie Swiss, right? With a deep retracement on the 4. Pretty nice confluence there. That also is that daily extension. Daily resistance level at the 23.6 on the daily. So got some confluence there, right? And we'll see if the Swiss is ready to take back control. So we'll watch that closely there. But that's the 80-20 that you want to keep your eyes on there.
Ryan, can I see your daily again?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Boom. Cool.
Yeah, I had my FIP was lower, so
I had it lower. Okay. Yeah, I ran it off this high here. All right, sweet. So keep that one on your radar, and I will. Actually, let's measure this out now. It's 35 pips. For 122. TP1 is 94. All right. So I'll make sure I get this one posted in the Discord for us. Boom. Boom. Like so. All right. So we'll get that one posted in the Discord so we can track it and see how it plays. See how it plays. All right. Grab that image. All right, cool. So on to this CAD Swiss. It's a bouncing. Let's see. So this one was interesting, right? We were looking at it last week. Pushed below this all-time low level, right? We're like, oh, this could head to the D extension. All right. Then price reversed, pushed back above that level in a strong bullish way, right? We got a downtrend line, price coming into the downtrend line. All right, what's happening here? What's happening here, right? So bullish on the CAD, right? So had some strong data for the Canadian dollar, and you got oil pushing to the upside. So got this flip, right? So we dropped down to the 4, right? We broke through the cloud. We got a bullish cloud ahead. So we're bullish on the Canadian dollar, right? Against the Swiss. Here's the 4-hour fib, 80-20 scenario. We didn't get to the D extension here either, right? But we're coming into this downtrend line. So on the 1, and this is what this looks like. This was that strong push back up. Why don't I have killing me smalls? Chart got cleared again. Let's drop all those down. Bang. All right, so make sure this trend line is accurate. There we go. All right, so ran a fib off the low, right? Price pushed way down to the downside. Then you got some bounce back and forth, strong push to the upside. This is that impulsive move, right? So what I'm looking for here is a retracement, at least to the 66,026 level, but I'd love to see it come deeper than that, right? So we're just hovering right now. Stop losses there outside the D extension, so 40 pip stop loss, right? Looking for price to push down at least to that monthly level and retest it, but I'd love for it to come deeper and give us this crown pattern. This is what I'd love to see. All right. And that'll give us some clear signs of the reversal. Boom, boom. Ultimately taking us up to our larger fib D extension and such. It means this isn't right. There we go. Boom. All right. So that's what I'd love to see. So that's what I'm waiting on, right? So playing the 80-20 off of these smart fibs to the upside there. We'll get this one posted in the Discord as well. But that is the AV boundary. That's the opportunity there, right? 86 pips to TP1, 115 to TP2, right? You got at least a 2-to-1 if we get to TP1 coming out of that. Okay. So that's another opportunity for us on that cat Swiss move, right? So we'll watch it closely. Once it meets your rules, right, you get the confirmation that you need. Pull the trigger, right? Be it demo or live. One of the things that we're talking about, we got a lot happening in the background, guys. We're gonna have some things coming very, very, very soon when it comes to updates, not only to the training, but to the Inner Circle platform as well. We're working on revamping the whole experience. So we're really excited about what we have coming. We haven't talked about it a lot. We'll start talking about it more as we get a little bit closer. But one of the things that we might start doing is some challenges, right? So that we can challenge you guys, right, and ourselves to implement what we're learning and to be more disciplined, right? So through the challenges, meeting certain goals and criteria, pushing us to another level, right? Pushing us outside of our comfort zone and doing it in more of a public way. Also to help us reach some of the goals that we have, right? Individually, some of you want to be prop firm traders and trade other people's money. Our goal, right? Our goal is to help you become a consistently profitable trader, and we can also help you figure out this prop firm process. So we're looking at some challenges that we can do as we move forward, and there's a lot coming. So we're super excited about it. So, but I bring up that challenge because one of those challenges would be this 80-20 challenge. So it's going to be super cool. Super excited about it. We'll have more details coming in the near future. So if you're catching this on YouTube, you're going to want to come join us in the Inner Circle so that you can be part of some of these challenges. So that's my sales pitch. So we'll watch this 80-20 here, see if we get that nice retracement, and then look for the reversal back to the upside, getting us to this daily 382 at some point, as long as we don't get to that D extension. All right. Questions on the CAD Swiss? Sweet. I love it, Carolyn. I love it. I love it. I love it. Action, action, action. That's what it's about. CAD yen. Didn't peek at this one this morning. Let's see. So it is coming back down. CAD yen, right? We got back to this daily level of resistance, right? We broke through it previously, came back to it, and we're pressing back down to the downside. So we're still stuck in this range on this CAD yen. 80-20 scenario, slowly trying to make its way to the upside, but we got to break above that daily level first. Right? Got to break above that daily level first. 382 is there, still quite a ways away. So coming down through the time frames, we had a beautiful AB boundary move there, back to the downside after that 80-20 play. This is coming back down, right? Strong bullish action. Look for a retracement and then a continuation. That's what these lines showing there. All right. So on our 1 hour, I was looking for, I don't know what's happening. On our 1 hour, I was looking for price to push a bit higher, right? Didn't quite get into the zone. I was looking for it to come at least to that 101 level. Didn't do it. Still 80-20 scenario, and price is making its way back down, right? So this is that retracement that we're waiting on. And once we get a low price, we can look, right, to trade this back up to the upside, right? Because we understand that higher time frames control the lower time frames, looking for price to get to that 103.605 level, right? And if you're not in this, or if you took profit on a previous move, right, and you're just playing the smaller waves, we need a low price. And once we get that, then we can take it to the upside, at least to the D extension, that's 276. If we ride the rest of the waves up to that 103 level, you're looking at 400 pips almost to the upside there, right? So we're looking for a low price here to then get long, right? So if you're not in this, be patient. Allow price to come down into the sweet spot here. Allow price to come down into the sweet spot. And once we get that, then we will look long. All right. So be patient on this one. I'm sitting, watching patiently, because that's the move that I want there. That's the move that I want there. Okay. Boom. Questions on the CAD yen?
Nope.
No? All right. All right. Let's take a look back at this Euro Aussie. Actually, Swiss yen first. Then I'll take a look at the Euro Aussie. So we know the Swissy's been strong. We know the yen's been weak. Swissy's been on a tear, especially against this yen, right? It's been all upper movement. Even in this retracement, it was a large move, but it really wasn't percentage-wise, right? 23.6%. Pushed up new, this is a monthly level, an all-time high. We broke that level. Now we're turning over. We'll see what happens, see if we get a retracement. But price has just been pushing long. All right, there's wrecking shop. So coming to the 4, actually to the daily. On the daily here, our D extension is there. We just barely missed it. 949, 994, right? So we just barely missed that D extension. Actually, 54002, right? So just barely missed it. And then price turned over. So I really, really, really would like this D extension to actually get hit. However, if we stay below this monthly level, we could be headed down. Okay. If we stay below this monthly level, we could be headed down. We got a support level here that we'll have to pay attention to, right? But this one it's intrigued me for a while. I've had my eyes on it, but it hasn't been any. But we haven't gotten any retracements, right? We haven't gotten the ones that I've been looking for. So we'll continue watching here, see what happens. But like I said, if we stay below that level, we could be in for price to continue lower. So now coming down to the 4. On our 4, that push up was an 80-20. Shallow retracement at 118, 127 zone. Again, I didn't pull the trigger because I needed that level to be hit, right? So it didn't activate my order, so I canceled it. So what I'm waiting to see is, do we get one more push and give us a double top here? All right. Again, I'd love to see that happen and then give us that push to the downside. All right. Harmonic patterns and all that jazz in between. Okay. So that's what I'm waiting on. Could I miss it? Sure, I could. Right. And that's okay too. Right. But I want to see this high price happen. Clear the D extension on the daily time frame, then give us a full reset. And then work our way down. So coming down to the 1, right? It was also an 80-20 on the 1. Shallow retracement, push into that 118 and 127 zone. You got your deep retracement here. So how this could potentially make sense is if we get another push down to get to a 786 retracement level to give us the matching D extension in this 118 at that 127 level, which would hit that daily D extension, right? So if we get something like that, I'd be okay with that too, right? Just full resets all around, right? This is me wishful thinking, what I want to happen. Obviously, the market doesn't care. So we'll see what happens here. We'll watch closely and see if we get double bottom type action, 786 retracement on the 1, and then look for a push to the upside, getting to that D extension. Then maybe Bank of Japan at some point will change their narrative and give us something that looks like that. All right. So that's all of my wishful thinking, what I'd love to see happen. We'll watch and see what actually happens, and see if I get the opportunity I've been waiting on for a while. Okay. So that's the Swiss yen. That's my thoughts, what I want to happen. We'll see what the market says. Questions on the Swiss yen?
Nope.
No. Anybody else been watching this one? Am I the only one with the wish?
That's all I've been doing was watching. It's like trying to get that 1 foot in for double Dutch.
Exactly.
I was like,
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Now, nope. Now, nope. Now, nope. Now, nope. Maybe. Nah, not at all. So we'll see. We'll see. Cool deal. So that's the Swiss yen. Euro Aussie. It's 80-20 all the way. Boom. Beautiful move to the downside, broke back below that monthly level. It headed lower, right? ECB came in, 25 basis point rate hike, more of a dovish conversation. Aussie increased interest rates, more hawkish. We got price moving, right? So we're sitting at this level here. What I'd love to see is this. Give me an opportunity to get in this one. I didn't grab this to the downside like I was supposed to. Missed the entry. Boom. But if we get a pullback, retest that monthly level, right? Give us this crown type action. I'll be looking short there, right? So as we move through the time frames, this was the move that I missed. I had it set up. I had an earlier entry and my stop loss was just inside that D extension instead of outside the D extension. So I got taken out of this one and then price flipped, right? Then price flipped. So, but it didn't hit the D extension. It didn't hit it. Shallow retracement, push through, and that's the move there, right? So again, I would love to see retracement happen here and then give us an opportunity to get back short like that. All right. I don't know if anybody hung on there and had their stop placed for outside the D extension, but if you did, you're in profit now and that move to the downside there. Beautiful way. So this crown pattern would be something like this. All right. Foresee that right tip. Bang. So that's what I'm looking for, right? So that's on the 4. Okay. Still in the 80-20 range. Still some opportunity there. Okay. Coming down to the 1, short term. Here's the retracement that I'm looking for to happen. All right. Yeah. All right. So we're pulling back now. Strong bullish push, trendline break, pulling back. Right. Let's look to see if we get that reversal there. Give us that push to the upside. Okay. Originally, I was looking at this move here because over the weekend, right, price shallow retracement, right, 118, 127 zone. Would have loved for price to reverse. It didn't. Push through that yesterday, and now we're sitting here. Didn't quite get to the 118, 127 zone, but we're starting to get some potential reversal patterns developing here, right? Because you could also have, boom, crown pattern if we get the reversal, right? So watch this one for this reversal here, and look for this move to the upside. Haven't gotten to the 382 yet, right? So this one will look something like this. Play it on the shorter time frame, just on the 1, getting to that 618 level, something like that. Or if you look to take that back to that high, right, you can make that a bit larger, depending on where you place your stop. All right. If you place your stop like that, maybe you say I want a 2 to 1 out of this, right? So if you place your stop outside the D, 103 pips. So we want 206 at least, right? So we'll extend that up. We want 206. All right. That'll put us right at that level. So we'll see what happens here. Okay. But that's what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking for, is that move to the upside. Okay. So being patient, sitting, waiting. But this is the move. Right. So you can draw your you can run the smart fib on it. It's there. Boom. 618 retracement right there. Off that sub fib. Let me see something here. I'm gonna take a shot on this one. All right. So why am I gonna take this trade? Trend line coming down. Right, trend line coming down. We got an inner trend line coming here. Boom. Right, it's not an 80-20. Right, didn't fully push to that 118, 127 zone, but we got a nice bullish push. We got a retracement. Right, higher time frames. We didn't get much of a retracement. Right, strong push to the downside. We want to see the market take back some of that move. Okay, so yeah. Let's see what the cloud looks like here. Probably not on it. No, not on it. Not on it. But I like this. I like this setup. On the 15, we got a cloud break, and we're retesting the cloud, bullish ahead. Yeah, let's pull the trigger on this. So, stop loss here. What we say? 100 pips. All right, and we want 200 pips, 2-1 there. There we go. All right, so it is. So let's rock. Let's see how it goes. There's the move there. We'll watch that and see if these shares fly out to the upside there. Okay, so that is the Euro Aussie. Questions here?
Nope. Thank you, sir.
You are welcome. You are welcome. All right. I didn't look back at this one, but Joy, did you pull the trigger on that Euro GBP?
No, I didn't.
And that's okay, because it didn't play out. Let's see. Shallow retracement 118, 127. It failed. Push of the D extension, new AB boundary. Good job. Good job.
I literally closed that chart and didn't open it.
I did too. I did too. All right. This is what we talked about over the weekend. Potential opportunity here. Right. But we see we pushed the D extension, fresh AB boundary, broke below that level of 87, 180. Right. So that one was a no-go. And we never really got, we got a push here, but it immediately turned back over and came back down. Yeah. So, interesting. That was a move that didn't happen. So coming back, this is what we're looking at, right? We're looking at potential playing this range, bottom of the range, top of the range. But you see price broke through that. So invalidated it, retested it, and it's pushing down. So we could be headed to 85, 673, right? Down in this range here again, 786 potential. So we'll watch this one and see what happens, right? But we're bearish in the short term. Let's see if we take out this A, breaking below that, we could definitely take out the A there on that 4 in preparation. Let's run these to the downside.
I was just about to say what I was considering was waiting for that A to break and then a retest of that 8718 to see if it'll continue to go down.
Yeah, I like that thought. Yep. We take out the A, and this is our flip here, right? So then this will be the active AB boundary. Let's watch this one and see what happens. Yeah, I like that thought, Joy. Yeah, I definitely do. So come in here, right? B boundary. See if we get that continued push. Yeah. Questions on the Euro GBP? Nope. Yeah, that's my list. That's my list. So, good people. Questions on anything that we covered this morning?
Not yet.
No? All right. Well, look, continue to be patient. USD CAD on the 5. That I don't know. Let's see. Let's see on the 5. Yeah, I very rarely drop down that low. Let's see. Yeah, right now we're looking long, right? We're looking for this move to play out here. So down on the 5 minute. Yeah, I don't know that I touched that one. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's not doing much. You got a 50% retracement. I'd leave my hands off of it until I either got a D extension or take that A out, one of the two. Yeah. I wouldn't touch it. No, I wouldn't touch it. Not on the 5 minute. Nope. But on this one, I'm long. Right? On this one, I'm long off the 1 hour. 80-20 scenario here. Boom. All right. So I'm looking for price to come there. Cool deal. Any other questions? No?
Oh, was you looking at oil before you leave?
Yeah, I'll take a look at it real quick. Boom, that double bottom did its thing. Right? Push there. We could see a retracement on the lower time frames, which we talked about over the weekend too. So come down to the 4. All right, that's that double bottom formation. Pushed, hit that D extension. So you got a new reset here. That new fib look like that. Take the squigglies out. All right, so looking like that. So talking about retracements from a fundamental perspective, news, right? Price broke back below. Yep, we're looking for a retracement. We're in an up retracement zone. Boom. Once we get that low price, then I think we have opportunity to flip. Right, that 618 level comes in line with this resistance level here. Right, so that's what I'm looking for here. Price continue to pull back a little bit, which that give us potential opportunity on that CAD Swiss, that CAD Yen, right? Could flip those and move those south to then give us an opportunity to then get long on those pairs along with oil. So that's on the 4. Come down to the 1. There's that fib. All right. There's that new fib. So that's what we're looking at. So look for that continued retracement here. Once we get that 618 zone or deeper, then I'll be looking long there. Questions? Your thoughts?
No, I'm already mad at this because that pen right there took me out. And I stopped trading last week because I was very, very, very angry because I was
this move here.
Man, yeah. I mean, my stop loss was so far, but what happened was when I forget about that 5 o'clock hour. That 5 o'clock hour hit, and that spread took me out. It wasn't my stop loss; it was the spread that took me out.
Okay.
And I said, "Pump," and so I closed the chart. But I've been wanting to look at it.
Yeah, that was definitely sharp. Yeah, that probably hurt a lot of people's feelings. Came right back to the support level though. Boom. So yeah, I think this opportunity right here though, we could definitely get a second chance off that retracement, and then we'll be able to look long, and we'll see what the double bottom gives over time. Yeah, we could start to work our way back up here. So that'd be a nice one. That'd be a nice one. All right. Cool deal. Well, everybody, we're back at it tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen, back off vacation. He's ready to hit the ground running. So we'll see what the market has to offer throughout the day today. You guys have a phenomenal day. We'll see you tonight. Peace.
Thank you. Thank you.